Hey everyone, before you watch this video make sure you've seen part 1, the link will be in the description. All the comments on the last video were honestly so sweet. I'm so happy you guys like this concept so much. I hope you enjoy this part as well. Let's get into it. So, how's your apology coming along? The stupid beast still just attacks me every time it sees me. Izuku is gonna give up on me soon, I just know it. Every day we go up there and he tells me to have patience and be calm and open. Yeah, well, I did that, and when I finally thought it let me in, it fucking sliced up my shoulder. What? Oh shit, yeah, your suit is torn. But you aren't hurt? Actually Izuku healed me. Wait, I really didn't mean to overhear, but did you just say you let the alien heal you? My first reaction was to come back and let you patch me up, but he insisted. I don't care about that, I just wanna know how it felt. How did it work? Did it hurt? How quick was it? The girl giddily rushed over and grabbed Katsuki's arm, eyes sparkling with curiosity as she poked and prodded at the bare skin of his shoulder. Alright, I'll explain, gimme a chance, Holy. Do you want me to fix your suit? I mean, it's not like it needs to be airtight anymore, so don't worry about it. Ow, hey. He looked down in shock as Eureka pressed a needle into his skin without warning. Sorry, I was just making sure your nerves were still intact, plus I need to get a blood sample right now. To answer your questions, we just sat together and held hands. We were linked, of course, so that's probably part of it. Then a bunch of shit started glowing. What was glowing? His antenna, his tail, both our hands, and I think my shoulder where the cut was, but it only took a few minutes. It burned a little, but it basically numbed the pain of the actual cut instantly, so it was definitely bearable. Gosh, this is so fascinating. Thanks, BAKUGO. I'm gonna go test your blood. You're not coming back to the village with us today? Not now that I have this. Just let Tsu know I'll be back tomorrow. I'll definitely miss her cute face today though. Should we ask if Momo or Jiro wanna come along? You know Cap won't leave this dem ship, and Jiro's been feeling bad lately. She'll wanna stay with her. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, well, we're heading out now. See you later. The two of them began the trek back to the alien village, and Katsuki suddenly felt a little wave of guilt wash over him as he realized how little he'd actually spoken to Kirishima lately. I was meaning to ask you how things were going for you, like with the aliens and stuff. How you doing? Oh, I've just been hanging out with Denki. He's funny actually. That's the yellow one, right? I haven't spent much time with him at all. Nah, that's alright, you've been super busy with Izuku trying to get us that Psssst important work? Yeah, but I really should have got this shit done by now. Sorry, I'm holding everyone up. I mean, it's my fault the beast doesn't like us anyway. You weren't to know, dude. I was thinking though, what if I tried to, I dunno, apologize on your behalf, since it doesn't seem to like you. Izuku won't let me off that easy. I have to make things right. Keep trying till it accepts me. Alright then, you got this anyway, man. Hey, did you hear about that other tribe? What? No? A different group of aliens are coming to join them soon. I think it's just over a week away now. Oh damn, friend or foe? Well, Izuku is expected to mate with one of them. It sounds kinda like an arranged marriage from what I gathered. To combine the groups, I was a little shocked when he first told me, but he says it's tradition. Even aliens have arranged marriages, huh? Suppose it's not just humans who can't all just get along, hey? Anyway, I'm really feeling it today. I'm gonna take it real seriously. I swear I'll get this beast to fucking accept me. Hey, the confidence is great, but maybe a little too much aggression. Right, of course, patient and open. He took a deep breath just as they were arriving at the village, and Izuku hopped over to excitedly link with him again. Hey, how's your shoulder? Perfect, thanks to you. Tell Kirishima that Denki wants him to go to his nest. Oh, he says Denki wants you at his nest. He does? Did he say why? Nope. Why, what's up? Nothing? It's all good. His voice was a higher pitch than usual, and Katsuki was instantly suspicious, raising an eyebrow as Kirishima hurried off toward the beckoning alien's home. I haven't had a chance to get to know Denki. What's he like? Oh, he's utterly obsessed with your friend. It's a little embarrassing. Obsessed how? He whines like a baby whenever you all head back to your ship. I think he desperately wishes to mate with him. Excuse me, what? Oh, come on, don't act so surprised. Your friend is handsome, and Denki has always been a romantic. He even tried courting me when we first met. He may come across desperate, but really I don't think it's a bad thing. He just wants to be loved. I see. He understands that we humans don't exactly work like you guys though, right? And that technically our goal is to fix up our ship and find a way back to Earth? Yes, I'm sure he does. but why not allow him to indulge in this while it lasts? I guess if he knows then there's no problem. I'm just surprised Kiri hasn't mentioned it to me. We're super close. I figured he'd tell me stuff like that. Have you told him about me? What about you? I guess he feels similarly to you. I've quickly come to learn that you humans are quite prone to feeling shame and embarrassment, feeling scared to be honest with yourself and others. It's quite sad. Just humans being our pathetic selves, huh? I have hope that maybe in the time you spend here with us, you'll learn to accept more of yourself. Do you accept all of yourself? I do. I may not particularly enjoy every part of myself, but I do accept that every part is important to make me who I am. Yeesh, you're really smart, you know? Izuku chirped in that sweet way. Katsuki thought his laughter was the prettiest melody ever conceived, and Izuku had learned that the man's heart fluttered every time he heard it. Your heart feels more focused today. I have confidence. I've been feeling good about it too. I got super close yesterday as well. I think she's starting to come around. I mean, who could resist that charming smile of yours? Maybe that's what I've been missing. I've gotta charm my way out of this. Izuku giggled again and Katsuki couldn't help but grin. Perfect timing for that wide genuine smile to stay stuck to his face as they neared the beast's cave. As soon as you are able to touch her, open your heart to her, she will finally sense who you are and accept you. I believe it. Alright, I'm trusting you that she won't bite my whole hand off. Izuku rolled his eyes playfully before climbing up to perch on his usual tree branch, watching intently as Katsuki headed toward the cave's entrance. He kept his breathing steady the whole way, and after what had happened yesterday, he was feeling so much more sure of himself that he could tell every ounce of fear had left his body. Even as the creature's eyes glowed from within the darkness, and the deep rumbling shifted the sandy dirt under his feet, he merely stood with an outstretched hand and a smile on his face, waiting for her to come closer. Hey, don't you think it's about time we put this to rest? I'm sorry for disturbing you, alright? The creature hummed lowly as her heavy feet dragged closer to him through the dirt. Once she was in the light, Katsuki could see the caution in her eyes, but he didn't let it faze him. Instead, he only took another deep breath and smiled wider. We really got off on the wrong foot. I swear I'm not a bad guy, at least I try not to be. I get it if you don't like me, but can't we be civil, if anything, for Izuku's sake? He mumbled the last part softly. He'd spent so long yelling at this beast in fear and anger, he hadn't ever just tried to have a conversation. Even though he knew she wouldn't understand the words he was saying, he hoped his intentions would show through. And it seemed as though they finally did as the beast stepped ever closer, her warm breath huffing onto the skin of his hand as she sniffed curiously, before at long last, allowing Katsuki to reach up and place the palm of his hand on her head. Holy shit, you're pretty fucking sick, you know that? He laughed shyly as his fingers brushed against her warm scales, and she hummed again, closing her eyes before stepping back and turning her head in the direction of Izuku as he climbed down the tree and headed toward them. Thank you, Tsukikage. She has a name? Of course, she's our local sacred beast. Who would we be if we didn't name her? And you didn't think to tell me that before all this? That could have seriously helped? Oh hush, that would have been cheating. He teased as he reached up to pet the beast. She practically purred under his touch and Katsuki suddenly felt as though he'd been played. You two were in this together to make a fool out of me, huh? Of course not. You needed to learn to respect the planet. Tsukikage is just the best vessel for that lesson, being all fearsome and stubborn, of course. Alright, I appreciate the lesson. Does this mean I'm allowed to get some scales now? Come with me. Izuku pat the beast once more before walking past her into the cave. They spent a few minutes collecting up all the scales she'd shed during the week that Katsuki had been attempting to get on her good side, before thanking her once again and heading back to the village. Look, she was totally cool in the end, but man, am I glad to never have to go back over there again. But she totally grew to like you, you know. You should visit her when you can. Stop teasing me. I'm sure she only allowed me in there because she likes you so much. I wouldn't lie to you, she likes that you're stubborn too. You never gave up no matter how difficult she was being. I could tell that you grew on her for sure. Alright, you'll have to take me to visit her another time then, Whatever you'd like. Bakugo? You're back. How'd it go? We got the scales. I knew you could do it, man. Kirishima rushed over and put a hand up for Katsuki to high-five, but before he could, the yellow alien had scurried up beside them and practically hung his whole body off the redhead's arm. Oh, Kami, what's up? Bakugo watched as the alien pouted up at Kirishima before turning to glare daggers directly at him. Whoa, what did I do? He's jealous. It's nothing, he just doesn't know you well yet, right Kami? Kami? It's like a nickname, I guess. Right, is there anything you wanna tell me about the two of you? Whoa, what's there to tell? Izuku told me he wants to mate with you dude, so. I mean, it's not like that, I guess he likes me a lot, you know? But it's more like dating than mating, not that I'm dating the alien or anything. Dating? What's that? Well, I guess it's similar to your courting process. When you think you like someone, you spend more time together. You go on dates to do fun things and see if you're compatible enough to really be together. Is that what we've been doing? Oh my god, can we not have this conversation right now? You started it. Izuku, please, can you just help us get the Psssst right? Sure, like a date. Katsuki groaned in embarrassment as Izuku smugly sauntered off in the direction of the cave Kirishima had found. The two men followed, with Denki practically glued to Kirishima's side the entire way, until they got inside and it was time for him to show off his power. Dude, you aren't ready for this, he's so pretty. Save the flirting, dude. I'm serious, Izuku can heal, and Kami can glow. He boasted like a proud mom as all the star-shaped patterns on the yellow alien began glowing, lighting up the inside of the cave and reflecting off all the spiraling veins of gold and purple on the walls. Whoa, the walls look like Tsukikage. Why do you think we call them sacred beasts? Their link to the Psssst is inexplainable. Come on dude, at least comment on how cool Kami is. Yeah, your alien is cool dude, whatever. Stop calling him my alien. Do you think of Izuku as yours? What? No, he's his own person. Exactly, just cause you haven't spoken to him. Kami is really great. Hey, I'm sorry man, I was being insensitive. For the record, I don't think I'd mind if you referred to me as yours. Izuku, can we get to the task at hand please? What did he say? Nothing? But just as Katsuki was trying to move on, he watched Kirishima look to Denki in shock, before looking back to his friend with a hand over his mouth, as if trying to stifle his laughter. Oi, why's he such a snitch? Dude, we've both really got ourselves into a bit of an issue here, huh? Come on, let me show you how to harvest it then. Bakugo looked over as Izuku smiled so sweetly at him. He was feeling overwhelmed and embarrassed, but simply looking into his eyes somehow made his heart rate beat a little steadier. He allowed himself to focus wholly on Izuku's demonstration, feeling grateful to be away from the previous topic and instead putting his brain to use learning something new. After Izuku explained a few times, the two men got to work carefully harvesting the Psssst crystals from the cave walls until they knew they couldn't carry any more. Thanks again for all your help. Of course, teaching you the way to do things properly here makes me feel good too. Well, with all this, who knows, maybe I won't be taking up your time for much longer. Oh, you plan to leave? I mean, of course if we can, but I'm sure I'm just being optimistic. Psssst is very powerful. I'm sure it will accomplish what you wish. Bakugo hesitated as they reached the outskirts of the village. Kirishima was a little further ahead, but he couldn't help but falter a little in his steps. This should be exciting. Why does he sound sad? And why do I feel the same way? You should hurry back. I'm sure the rest of your team will be ecstatic. Of course, I'll see you tomorrow though. Izuku merely nodded and Katsuki continued following Kirishima with a sigh. He'd been getting dangerously attached the more time they spent together, and he kept brushing the feeling aside, hoping it would pass. But he knew it wouldn't if he kept spending his days at the village. It took almost a week for Kirishima to find the right way to implement the Psssst into their ship's tech, and Katsuki had been brainstorming with him the whole time, so his promise to see Izuku the following day ended up falling through. For multiple days, he felt guilty of course, but with Momo practically breathing down his neck about how important this mission was and how they absolutely had to at least get a message back to Earth, he had no choice but to stick around and put in the work. However, when the two of them finally got the hang of their new energy source, the team truly felt it had all been worth it. Moment of truth. Mission to star. Do you copy? Over. The five of them held their breath, waiting for any sort of response, and just as they were losing hope, their comms seemed to spark to life. Momo? Is that you? Ida-san? We're alive? Somehow. All five of you? Yup, we made it through. Oh my god, how, where, what? It's good to hear your voice. We have a lot to talk about. Right? I have so many questions. Where are you? On an alien planet, they call it Elunari. There's a whole ecosystem of life forms living here, but the predominant species call themselves Nari. They're incredible. And there's different types of these Nari, they each have unique abilities. Tsu can heal basically anything, so can Izuku, and Denki glows. Mina is insanely strong, but I haven't really learned about the others yet. Hold on, there's so much information here. Sorry, we're all just really excited to be able to contact Earth. We'd all accepted it wouldn't be possible until Kirishima found the Psssst. That was going to be my next question. How is it possible that we're even communicating right now? You went through a black hole, and came out a white one. They're real, and they really do work like portals. We obviously don't know whether it's a one-way trip or not yet though, but we could be anywhere right now. So how are your comms reaching Earth? This planet has this insane energy source called Psssst. We could only harvest it with scales from the sacred beast, but Bakugo and I made it work. It took about a week, but it was pretty easy to figure out. You incorporated alien energy into our tech, and it worked? Miraculously, yes it did. We may even be able to get the ship up and running again. Whoa, well, hang on a moment. Even if that's possible, you can't just throw yourselves back into the white hole. You have no idea if it'll bring you back out where you went in, and what if we can never find that planet again? I need to talk to the higher-ups about this. That's alright, Ida-san. I was hoping to stay here a while longer anyway. I have so much research to do about Tsu's healing abilities. We could discover all new ways to create medicine and cure disease. It'll change the world. The Nari are pretty against all our research though. They say it's harming the planet, so we can't do too much. What? Your research is your top priority. Either you convince the aliens peacefully or, you're training. What? You can't seriously expect us to. Very well, Ida-san. We'll leave you to discuss our next course of action with Aizawa-san and the others. With that conclusive final line, Momo shut off the comms, leaving Katsuki and Kirishima to look from her to one another in simultaneous shock and anger. What the fuck was that? Don't talk to her like that, Bakugo. You know what he was hinting at, Momo. We are not going there. We will do whatever's necessary for our job. It wasn't in my fucking job description to threaten a genocide. That's not what he meant, Bakugo. We just have to keep researching. If the Nari don't like it, then that's unfortunate, but we can't let them stop us. Oh yes, so what happens when they get in our way, huh? We would ask them to let us keep researching. And when they refuse, when they tell you no and try to stop you, then we defend ourselves. Oh bullshit, they're only defending their home. We're the invasive species here. We cannot do shit if they tell us not to. Well, you've sure gone soft, haven't you? Never thought you'd be the one to back down in this situation. Yo Momo, wait. Fuck you. Katsuki huffed before storming away, leaving the girls to awkwardly avoid eye contact as Kirishima glared between the three of them. Unbelievable. He had never expected his team to fall apart, not after how close they'd all become, but his disappointment was deep in his core as he turned and followed Bakugo off the ship. Hey, where are you going? Where the fuck do you think? To warn Izuku about those psychos. Come on man, I know what they said was fucked up, but you know they wouldn't actually hurt them, right? Sure as hell sounds like they have no issue with that. Even if they actually wanted to, do you think the Nari would let that happen? They seem like they can hold their own. Mina could put up a fight, but against the weapons, if they go so crazy that they pull out the fucking guns, Kirishima, they won't? You're the only person who was trained to use those. They're not stupid. I'm really starting to think they might be. At least Momo, she's losing it. She probably thinks we're losing it. I mean, we are choosing an alien species over our own right now. That's not true. I just don't see why we have to keep researching whatever way we want rather than listening to the people who know this planet. I know, I agree. Sorry, I guess I'm in shock. I don't want to believe the people we spent the last year with would be so cruel. Nor do I, but they made their stance. Then the least we can do is warn the Nari, just in case. They pushed on through the forest, on the familiar route they knew so well by now, until they reached the village, but the both of them stuttered in their steps as they scanned the area to see Nari aliens they hadn't seen before. Who the hell are these guys? A few of them snapped their heads in the direction of the new arrivals, and they instantly began hissing and clicking aggressively at them both. Whoa, wait, we aren't a threat. Where's Izuku? Dude, don't yell, you'll make it worse. Bakugo looked past the chaos to Izuku's nest, and he instantly felt relief as he saw the green alien clamber down with a confused frown on his face. But his relief quickly twinged into something else when he spotted another unknown alien follow out behind him. Who the fuck is that? Why was he in there with Izuku? Izuku pushed through the crowds of frightened and angry Nari, trilling and chirping the whole way until he tugged Bakugo down harshly to Link. What the fuck is going on? The other tribe showed up a little early. Would you calm down? You're freaking them out, they've never seen humans before. Oh right, so I'm gone a few days and you're all cozied up with this new guy, huh? It was more than a few days actually. I was starting to think you just didn't give a shit anymore. I was busy with the Psssst, but I see you were totally fine getting busy with someone else. What the hell are you talking about? That fucker was in your nest, I saw it. This fucker is my dem mate Katsuki. Bakugo's face fell as he looked over to the blue alien. He suddenly understood why Izuku had described him as the other tribe's most beautiful member, and he gulped thickly. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm getting jealous over this. I knew he was supposed to mate with someone else from the start. It's not like he could ever be with me anyway. I have to go and talk to the leader of their tribe. Can you just stay out of the village for a minute? Sit over there and stop yelling. Whatever. Izuku sighed and abruptly disconnected their link, grabbing the blue one's arm and leaving Katsuki to plunk his ass down on the ground with a huff. That didn't sound like it went too well. We're waiting here. He's talking to the others. Kirishima slowly sat down beside him, staying quiet for a while as his fingers twirled through strands of grass and his eyes occasionally flicked over to the man beside him. You wanna talk about? No. Right. I get it, you know. No you don't. I do. I'm not judging you. We've spent a lot of time with these guys. I know that if Kami told me he had to mate with some other alien I'd be feeling pretty conflicted. So you admit you like him? Fuck man, I said I wasn't judging you, but that doesn't make it any less embarrassing to admit myself. Do you think they have some weird alien ability to make us feel like this? Pfft, I don't think so. For me at least it was just how well we got along. Denki is so sweet and funny, plus they're fascinating, you know? And beautiful. Exactly. We communicate with them just like we do with other humans. It's not weird to grow some feelings. I don't think I ever told you that he kissed me. Oh? Well, I don't really know if you can call it that. He kinda gave me mouth to mouth just to force me to breathe after they broke my helmet, but his lips were so soft, it made my heart race, and ever since then I've wanted to kiss him for real. Getting it off his chest was scary, but almost relieving, just to say it out loud, to tell someone what was going through his head. But before Kirishima could respond they spotted Denki making his way toward them to link with Kiri. Thank you. What's up? The new Nari are worried about us. They don't trust us, but this isn't their village, so Kami and Izuku are letting us in anyway. Well maybe I don't wanna be here anymore. Come on dude, you wanna warn him. I know you're upset, but give it time. Easy for you to say. He grumbled before looking down to the way Denki was clinging onto his friend's arm and looking into his eyes like Kirishima was the only thing he cared about in the world. Where is Izuku anyway? Where's Izuku? Oh, right. Kami says that apparently during the courting process you'll have to stay in one of the spare nests. Of course, whatever man. He had reached the point of frustration that basically reverted him back to being unbothered. If Izuku wanted to ignore him to spend time with this new alien, then whatever, he just wouldn't get to warn him about what Momo was doing. He followed Denki to his designated spare nest and sat up there alone to stew in his own thoughts. Who even am I? Getting some stupid crush on an alien? Mid-mission? I'm supposed to be working and I get distracted like this by someone who told me he already had a pre-planned partner. Fucking idiot. He sat there grumbling to himself until his eyes caught sight of Green going past the entrance to his nest. It was honestly embarrassing how fast he leapt up to get a better look, and how his body deflated as he noticed it was just Sue going to sit by the lake. Why is she sitting alone? She looks sad. I never really spoke to her. I only know she spent a lot of time with Eureka. Well, if I can't talk to Izuku right now I guess I can at least tell her. He made his way out the nest and over to where Tsu was sat. As soon as he got close she looked up to him and seemed to jump a little, her eyes widening as she was clearly a little nervous. Hey I come in peace. He put his hands up in hopes it would signal he wasn't trying to be threatening before sitting beside her, with ample space between them, until she tilted her head and turned to hold her hand out. Katsuki took it and she leant in to link them. It was the first time he'd linked with a Nari other than Izuku. Hi. Hey, sorry to bother you. I was just wondering if you were okay. Well is Ochako okay? Oh, sigh. I hope so. She hasn't come back in 12 cycles, and even you were gone for a while. What happened? We used the Psssst to get back in contact with Earth, our home planet. It was really exciting at first, Yurika sounded so happy when she spoke about you and how passionate she is about finding new medicines to help cure our human problems. But you guys asked us to stop researching. Only in the way you were doing it at first, it was bad for our planet. I know. I said that, but our bosses back on Earth can't accept it, and the girls all stood their ground on how important the research is, so we fell out. I appreciate you sticking up for us. You've hardly known us long at all, compared to your friends you traveled all the way here with. I never thought they'd put the job before life. I wish Ochako had come here with you. She can still research healing techniques with me. I can teach her everything I know. Why couldn't she just trust me? I kinda blame myself for that. I'm sure if I stayed rational for just a bit longer, just enough to convince her, she would have come with us, but I got so mad, I just stormed off. Do you think it would make any difference if I went to the ship? Oh, I didn't think you guys ever went that far from the village. We don't alone, but if it will help Ochako then I'd like to try. Sorry if this is too forward, but how do you feel about her? I enjoy her company, she's sweet, and kind, and beautiful. I want to learn even more about her and for her to want to be around me too. I want to see her smile forever. So is that kinda like how it feels with your courting and stuff? I think it's different. When I see our kind courting one another it just feels primal, like it's merely our bodies reacting a certain way because it's the right thing to do, as though you're just a compatible match. But after seeing how deeply Hanta and Shoto care for one another, I find myself craving that too. I don't want to just pair off with someone because it's the right thing to do. The human complications are rubbing off on you. You think so? Human relationships are messy. You could fall in love with someone and truly believe you'll be together forever, only for it to all come crumbling down when an argument gets too heated and you say some dumb shit you don't mean. Families are the same. And friends. Do you think you and your friends have ruined your relationships? No, I mean, I am really upset with them, but I know they're good people. We don't have the same goals in mind right now, but I'm sure they'll come around eventually, which is why I really do think it's a good idea for you to go and see Yurika. Thank you. I'm glad you came to talk to me. Me too. Good luck. He wished her well and she nodded, before taking a deep breath and heading off in the direction of their ship, leaving Katsuki to stare down into the water of the lake as a frown settled on his face. If she can be so rational about Yurika, after being left in the dark for so long only to find out she was planning to cause more harm to the planet behind her back, then how the hell can I be so annoyed with Izuku for simply doing what he'd told me was planned from the start? There's nothing wrong with me wanting to be close to him, just like Tsu and Yurika or Denki and Kirishima. It's clearly pretty fucking normal, so why should I force myself to stop? Fuck this courting bullshit. If Izuku gets to choose someone to be with, then why the hell should I have to stay away? So despite being told to leave Izuku's nest alone while the other alien was around, Bakugo simply couldn't help himself, and marched directly over there with determination coursing through his veins. The confidence he mustered in the few minutes since talking to Tsu was really clouding his judgment, until he became face to face with the entrance to Izuku's nest and instantly laid eyes on the way the two aliens were sat face to face inside. They were sat so close that their knees were touching as Izuku leaned in and chirped with that sweet smile of his, and Katsuki almost felt the jealousy and rage take over again, until the pretty green alien turned to look at him in shock, and those shining eyes snapped him right out of it. Whoa, wait, don't get mad. Izuku's initial shock turned into a frown. He was already mad, with a hint of disappointment. Please just let me speak, he begged, holding his hands out toward him as a sign that he wanted to link, and after ample hesitation and frustration stewing in Izuku's glare, he relented and leaned down to pull Katsuki into the nest, pressing his antenna to his head. What are you doing here? I'm sorry, Denki told me to stay away, but I just couldn't leave it like that. I'm really sorry for how I acted earlier. I know you're supposed to mate with this guy and I knew that from the day we met. But I never expected to get so involved with you. I've really loved all the time we've spent together. You're always so patient with me. You chose to trust me right from the start and never gave up on me no matter how frustratingly stupid I am. I've loved learning all the amazing things about you and your kind and the planet, all the beautiful things you've shared with me, the way you laugh and smile, your gentle hands and those eyes. Fuck, I'm embarrassing myself, but I just can't sit over there and do nothing while you're in here with him. What are you saying? I'm saying that I want to court you. I want you to choose me. He watched as Izuku's eyes widened, his face flushing that deep bluish hue as he stared at Katsuki's flustered but ever so sincere expression. You're serious? Even though We aren't from the same planet? I'm fucking insane, but I just know I'd regret it if I didn't follow my gut right now, or my heart, I guess. Well, Katsuki, this is Rody, the man I'm supposed to be getting to know for the next 20 or so cycles. Izuku gestured to the blue alien who had been sat beside the two of them and watching the scene unfold. It was pretty clear based on his expression that he was absolutely clueless as to what was going on. Right, yeah, I know that, but you don't have to mate with him, right? Nobody is forcing you? No, but it would be very beneficial to our tribes, and besides, he's already been here for 5 cycles now and we really have been getting along very well. Does his heart race when he looks at you? He watched as Izuku slowly looked to Rody again, and Katsuki felt his stomach twinge as they stared at one another. The stupid blue alien even had the audacity to melt into this precious innocent little smile in response, and Katsuki wanted to crush that stupid perfect face with his bare hands. I do sense an increase, yes. Well fuck, give me a chance, won't you? Didn't you enjoy all the time we spent together too? Humph, of course I did, you know. I sat at the edge of the village for days waiting for you to come back, and after 3 cycles I went all the way to your ship, alone, just to check that you hadn't gone and left the whole planet. You came all that way? You really thought I'd leave without saying goodbye? I thought maybe I was wrong about you, that you were just using me the entire time to get what you needed and go home. What? I would never do that? Izuku, surely you didn't actually believe that? I didn't want to, but I had to make sure. I'm sorry I made you think that, but I'm still here, aren't I? If you're really serious about this, then you have to talk to Rody about it too. What? Why? Because, if you're going to pursue me at the same time as he is, then he needs to know. It will become a competition after all. I have to compete with this guy? Of course. If you're serious about me, then I need to believe it. Fine, fuck, fine, whatever. How do I talk to him? Katsuki hated how hot his face felt. He must have looked an absolute wreck. Had he just tossed his pride and dignity out the fucking airlock on the way down to this planet? Izuku chirped a little toward the blue alien Katsuki didn't care to remember the name of, until it looked to him and held out its hands. Link with him. What? But what about you? You can link with multiple of our kind at once. I just can't link with multiple of the same species. Oh, alright. He gulped thickly before reluctantly leaning in close to link with the other alien. So, who are you? Huh, wait, Izuku, you didn't even explain anything? Why should I? That's up to you. Cha, you're acting real bratty, you know. You're the one who showed up and interrupted my courting ritual. Tell him what you told me or just call it quits if I'm such a hassle. Fuck, look what was his name again? Rody? Right, Rody. I know you've been forced to come over here to try and win this guy over, but I wasn't forced. Well, your tribe had to send someone, right? It just so happens you got the pretty genes, so here you are. Anyway, that's not my point. Thing is, I kinda really fucking like this idiot, so I can't just let you have him. What? But you aren't even Nari? No, I'm human, but what's that got to do with anything? You're no better than I am. I'm not one to boast, but it kinda seems like I am. Huh? Izuku, do you hear that? This guy is way too full of himself. You don't want someone like that. You kinda did already tell me all about how inefficient and complicated humans are. Don't use my past against me. I just enjoy complaining. We're actually really fucking cool, you know, cause well, we're really good learners. We learn and create new things all the time. What about you though? Me? What have you done that's special? Izuku, I'm literally the first human to ever go this far into space. Well, one of 5, but still, that's pretty fucking major. I suppose Nari have never been above the sky. Exactly, humans are super cool and smart. I can create illusions from nothing. Woo, Rody, show him, it's so pretty. Katsuki huffed with a pout as Izuku clapped excitedly, until Rody held his hands out and slowly formed a glistening 3D image of one of the rabbit-like creatures Katsuki had seen living in the forest. Cha, what good's that for? It can be used while hunting to lure prey or scare off predators. Besides, it's pretty. You're pretty. Oh, is flattery your best weapon? His voice was soft and gaze playful as his attention fell solely on Katsuki again, and the man felt his heart skip a beat. He really was so incredibly fucked. Look, Izuku, I spoke to Rody alright. Does that mean I'm in? In what? With a chance that you'll choose me? With his dignity truly down the gutter, Katsuki could only look into Izuku's eyes with pure hope and conviction, and the previously snarky alien seemed to falter as he sighed and looked away. You can't be seriously considering this? I'm sorry, Rody. I know you were invited here with certain expectations, but I never expected to meet Katsuki or his friends. I really did try to push him away, but how can I when he's acting like this? Wait, was there no rule about staying away? You just made that up? I didn't want you to complicate things for me? So you're saying my existence complicates your decision? He couldn't hold back his grin, even as Izuku looked so utterly defeated as he turned back toward him. It felt good, so good to know that he wasn't totally insane, that at least some of what he was feeling was definitely reciprocated. Your flattery works. I can't control myself when you're around. I can't lie about the fact that the cycles I spent with you were the most fun and exciting of my life, that I'm happy to just be around you no matter what we're doing. Even if I know I have more important things in the village to be dealing with, all I want to do is learn more about you. Well damn, I really wasn't expecting this honestly. I'm sorry, I'm still conflicted, I swear. I've enjoyed my time with you and I know we are a great match. I can't live up to everything you just said about him though. But I really haven't made a decision yet. I don't know what I should do. Izuku, it's okay to be selfish sometimes. It would be stupid of me to even continue pursuing you when it's clear you've already connected with someone else. You're backing down? I'm sure we'll find another way to unite the tribes in future. If our elders weren't so stubborn, it could have happened hundreds of cycles ago when Hanta joined you. So don't feel pressured. It's not on you. I'm really sorry, Rody. Don't be. I'll let you two talk. He brushed a hand down Izuku's shoulder before nodding in Katsuki's direction and seemingly cutting off their link. Izuku's guilty expression didn't fade as he watched the blue Nari solemnly exit the nest, leaving Katsuki to suddenly feel the weight of his actions for real. I promise that wasn't my intention. I know, I've learned enough about you to know you were most likely looking forward to some form of courtship competition. Pfft, I guess you're not wrong, but is it bad of me to say that I'm just really happy right now? What happened over the last few cycles? You were always the one shutting down my advances? You were right, I couldn't accept the things about myself that made me embarrassed or ashamed, but seeing how Kirishima is with Denki, and hearing what Tsu had to say about Eureka, I guess I realized what a fucking idiot I was being, trying to force myself to not get attached to you. You were already attached from the moment I healed you. You noticed that? The way your heart raced like never before, and how the look in your eye shifted a little, like you'd become scared of your own emotions. It feels like cheating, but I can tell a whole lot about you while we're linked. I wish I could sense it in you too. Would it make you feel better if I told you? Katsuki gulped. Based on everything that had happened up until this point, it should have been pretty clear that Izuku felt the same way he did, and yet he was still scared to hear it said aloud. I'm not sure. I guess that depends on what you're going to say. Give me your hand. The man did as he was told, sucking in a sharp breath as Izuku pulled him closer and placed his palm in the center of his chest, letting Katsuki feel the pulsing of his heart under the velvety green skin. Oh, the reason I always found the song of your heartbeat so pretty is because, when we're together, it perfectly matches mine. Izuku, what is it? I really want to kiss you. What's that? You don't know what a kiss is? No, should I? You already kissed me once? I did. Well, tell me what it is then. It's, well, you know when Mina smashed my helmet? Which was for your own benefit. Right, but you know how I didn't want to breathe? Which was really stupid. Totally, but then, you put your mouth on mine and forced me to breathe. That's not exactly a kiss, but a kiss is kinda like that, just without the air. Oh, putting our mouths together? I guess it's just a human thing. But ever since you did that to me, I can't get it out of my head. How soft your lips were and how I've never really wanted to kiss anyone before, but I so badly want to kiss you. Is it part of human courting or mating? I guess, yeah. Could you show me? Izuku looked into his eyes eagerly, shuffling closer as Katsuki's heartbeat drummed in his own ears. Wanting and actually doing are two very different things, and he was suddenly overcome with nerves. It doesn't have to be scary. Think of it this way. It's not like you can mess up. I don't even know what a kiss is supposed to be. Oh, I guess that's true, but still, I haven't kissed anyone in years. I really want to try it. His voice practically purred in Katsuki's head as he drew ever nearer, reaching a hand up to touch the man's face again, his delicate fingers brushing across his cheeks and down to his lips. Please? Fuck. Katsuki breathed before reaching a hand of his own up to cup Izuku's jaw, noticing the way the alien's cheeks darkened and eyes widened, his mouth opening a fraction in shock, and Katsuki used that to his advantage. He finally leant in and connected their lips gently. Izuku was frozen for a moment, Katsuki let him get used to the feeling before pulling back and delving in again, the soft suction sparking the alien into motion as his lips hesitantly puckered against Katsuki's own. The man's thumb stroked down his jaw as his other hand landed on Izuku's thigh, absent-mindedly stroking his skin as their lips brushed together so softly, and the alien had all but melted in his grasp, eyes finally closing as he helplessly tried to keep up with Katsuki's movements. Katsuki, this is really nice. The soft voice in his head startled the man at first. He'd forgotten that of course Izuku would still be able to speak to him while they kissed. He didn't need his mouth for that. Why does it feel so nice? My heart is so loud. Your hands are so warm. Am I doing it right? Katsuki only hummed into his mouth, unable to stop himself as his tongue pressed against Izuku's lips, causing him to gasp and part them to meet it with his own. Oh no, Katsuki, it feels too nice, I don't know what to do. He felt Izuku's hands grip the front of his suit tightly and realized that he never wanted to stop this, but it was only their first kiss and he'd already gotten much too carried away. Poor Izuku must have been so overwhelmed. So despite his desire to stay there with their lips locked for hours, Katsuki did slowly pull back and reopen his eyes, watching as Izuku gradually blinked back to reality before him. Ah, it's done? I got a bit carried away, sorry. You're apologizing? Well, I shouldn't have kissed you for so long like that right away. I'm sure it was way too much and you're probably overwhelmed and… Are you kidding? That was like the most magical thing I've ever experienced in my life. Oh, well, I'm glad. You don't have like poisonous saliva or anything, right? I probably should have checked before doing that, but… Humph, obviously not. Good, cause if you liked it, I hope we can do that again sometime. Why not right now? But because, it's too much too fast. But we both want to, right? I guess. Then we don't have to stop. And with that he dived onto the blonde man, crashing their lips together as Katsuki fell onto his back, and he'd got his wish, kissing for hours. The next day. No, I checked the nest you took him to, he wasn't there. I know you told him not to come over here, but trust me Kami, I know BAKUGO. Hey, let go, come on. Kirishima struggled with the yellow alien that was tugging him in the opposite direction of Izuku's nest, but he wasn't exactly very strong, so he managed to make his way to the entrance regardless. Look, see. Oh. His words faded as he peered into the nest. At first he'd only spotted the familiar yellow of their spacesuits, but once he looked closer he realized the suit had no body inside it. Instead BAKUGO was deeper inside the nest with only his plain black sleeping shirt and underwear on, his bare arms wrapped snugly around Izuku's body as they were curled up sound asleep together. When Kami speaks it's only Kirishima hearing it. How come you've never slept with me like that? That looks super nice. That's like, really intimate. Okay, I never would have expected BAKUGO to be a sleep cuddler. Besides, wasn't Izuku supposed to be in here with that roadie guy? Oh shit, he's waking up. Hey, dude, are you good? What? His voice was gruff as his eyes slowly blinked open, until he realized how heavy his arm felt and looked down to see Izuku's peaceful sleeping body curled against him. Oh shit. The events of last night came flooding back to him as he looked over to Kirishima with red cheeks, making the other man struggle to stifle his laughter. So much for being mad at him, huh? Katsuki frowned and was about to make a snarky response, when instead his heart jumped at the soft sleepy sound Izuku made as he shifted against him, slowly stirring awake. Holy fuck, he's so cute. Katsuki? Did you tell him about the Earth stuff? Oh shit, I totally forgot. What the heck, dude? Wasn't that the whole point we came back here? What's going on? Hey mornin' sunshine. He flirted casually as Izuku's still half-asleep brain tried to process what was happening, but Katsuki's smirk was incredibly dangerous this early in the morning, causing Izuku's cheeks to darken as he hid his face in the man's chest. Tell them to stop, this isn't fair. You don't talk to me like that. I'm sorry, I don't have the confidence he does. I'll do better, okay? Hey Zu, there's something I gotta tell you. Why do you make it sound scary? 'Cause I think it kinda might be. You're gonna tell him right now? Well yeah, you got mad at me, but he only just woke up. Shut up man, I'll handle it. Go talk to your boyfriend. I wanna argue that, but honestly I don't wanna be here when Izuku finds out, so good luck. Why are they leaving? What's going on? Look, I came here for a reason last night. Not just to see me? Well of course, but specifically to warn you. The Phaserite worked and we spoke to the humans on Earth. Well, that's great, isn't it? It should have been, but I'm fucking stupid. I should have known that humans were gonna do what humans always fucking do. What have they done? Nothing yet, but the girls are loyal to the job. They put their research above everything else, so they're gonna keep doing it. What? But they can't. You don't understand, it'll destroy everything. I tried to stop them, but honestly Izuku, I don't even know what will happen, so I have no way to convince them. Has your captain gone back to any of the places she already tested? Has she checked the trees again? No, she's not really left the ship at all lately. They're dead, Katsuki. Everything she poked and stabbed and stole from died. She'll kill everything if she starts doing it again. Shit. Fuck, I didn't know it was that serious. It's that easy to do that much damage? And Ito was even suggesting worse. Why? Why do your people want to kill my home? His soft hands weakly gripped the front of Katsuki's shirt as his eyes began to water, and it broke the man's heart. He didn't even have an answer. They don't understand. They're selfish. Humans always think we're the most important thing in the universe, and I'm so sorry I brought them to you. I can't let them do this. We have to stop them. I know, and I'm with you, okay? I'll do whatever it takes. I'll stop them, but I just have this terrible feeling. What? Well, stopping my friends is one thing, but now that StarCorp knows we're alive, has an idea of how to reach us, it's only a matter of time before it's out of my control. You can't say that. You're scaring me? We already told them about the Fasserite. That energy is enough to have the richest billionaires funding massive ships filled with crew to take the year-long journey here. I wouldn't be surprised if they're already recruiting. So what can we do? We have to stop them. You can't just say all of this to me and not have a way to fix it. This is your mess. You can't do this to us. His hands began shaking as he weakly punched Katsuki's chest, but the man just took it, chewing on his own lips to stifle his tears as guilt devoured him. I don't know how. Izuku cried in anger and fear, looking through his tears to the blurred image of the man's face before him. He felt stupid. He'd let his heart latch on to someone he really didn't know nearly enough about. Both of them had gotten lost in the bliss of each other, the exciting adventure of being the first of their two kinds to meet and communicate and learn. It was exhilarating, and they'd gotten swept away from reality. I never should have saved you. What? I should have let Tsukikage scare you away. She must have known how dangerous you were. I was stupid. I shouldn't have brought you here or shared my home with you. Izuku, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. You can't mean that. I should mean it. I should hate you. I should regret everything to my core because now my whole world and everyone I love is in danger. Katsuki brought a hand up to brush his fingers through Izuku's soft curls, and the alien melted under his touch, letting himself be pulled closer so the man could practically cradle him in his arms. I can't hate you. I can't regret it. I'm sorry. I promise. I'll do whatever it takes to fix this. End of part 2. So I was planning to only make this 2 parts? That clearly didn't work, but don't panic, part 3 is coming and will hopefully be only 2 weeks from this one. I really hope you guys liked this part. I know all of you got mad at me when I dissed the last part, but honest to God, I don't say stuff like this for pity or anything. I just hate how much I always hate what I've written. I don't get it. I almost always end up posting things I genuinely think aren't good and could have gone so much better, and I feel like a failure, etc. And then I get bombarded with such lovely comments about how much you loved it. So thank you as always. I love you guys so much and hope to not disappoint you with part 3.